Welcome to the Transparent FX Academy. I'm Nick, and I'm a top author on TradingView with over 190k reputation points.
In this video, I will be sharing how to master a support and resistance trading strategy with this tutorial that you definitely don't want to miss out. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Okay, so if you are watching this video, there is a very high chance that you have probably already developed or you're trying to follow a support and resistance trading strategy. Now, usually the biggest issue with working with such a strategy when you're trading is identifying correctly the support and resistance levels. Now, in this guide, I will give you a solution to that. I will explain how you can use a quick trick that I will now show you, which is very simple to use, that can help you in easily identifying these levels. And not only that, but also identifying actually the strongest levels of support and resistance. Now, probably many people already told you that to identify support and resistance, you're actually supposed to zoom out and look at levels at which the market obviously reacted multiple times. For example, here the market reacted multiple times to this level, so actually 3 times on the monthly. So immediately what you would do is look right and say, okay, this is a level of support and resistance. However, immediately you can notice how we had a lot of price action inside of here. So it's not really easy to trade such setups, because clearly you're saying, okay, this area is resistance, but how do I actually use that to create a trading strategy around the concept? Now, the problem with that is that actually support and resistance levels are a lot closer to the current price action. Let me give you an example of that. If you look at a chart like this, you don't really need to look all the way back at where the market here was actually finding support and resistance. You only have to focus on the most recent price action. More specifically, if you look closely, you can see how the market every time goes and retests not the wick, not the body of the candles, but the closes of the candles. In fact, look at, for example, this formation here, which by the way is a W formation. And in general, after the creation of a W, you want to see the market create a move to the downside to complete the pattern at the previous resistance turn support. Now, where is that previous resistance turn support? Now, in a situation like this, to know where the market is supposed to be attracted to, and then which level the market is supposed to test and then reject to the upside, what you need to do is actually go on a line chart. Now, why would you go on a line chart? The reason for which you would do that is that line charts actually show you support and resistance levels, the strongest support and resistance levels, because they show you the closes that you're having on the specific time frame that you're checking. For example, now we're looking at the weekly time frame. So every single angle that the market is showing you here, these are all support and resistance levels, actually the strongest levels of support and resistance that the market is supposed to test and reject. Now, if we switch back after identifying this level here with a horizontal ray, if we switch back to candles, you will see that that is exactly the close of these candles here, right? Now, this is the level that the market is attracted to, that the market wants to test to see what kind of demand we have inside of here for a potential rejection to the upside. Now, if we roll this forward, we can see in fact how the market was very attracted to the level, and as soon as the market tested its zone, it immediately started rejecting it to the upside. Now, there are many other, actually, it happens all the time. Look left. I can easily show you another scenario here. Now you have a market like this. Now, usually in a situation like this, what you have is the creation of a head and shoulders, right? When you have an impulse to the upside, After the creation of an impulse, the market shows a correction, then a higher high equal low. In a situation like this, what you then expect is a move to the upside, creation of the right shoulder, and the move lower. But where is the right shoulder supposed to be created? Well, once again, what you can easily do to identify where is the real resistance level is go down on a line chart. And if you do that, you can see that the actual resistance is here. This is the level that the market is supposed to test and then reject to the downside. This is the close on this time frame. And as you can see, the market tested exactly that level and then started rejecting it to the downside quite aggressively. We can see how the level that the market respected as resistance here, never closing above it, was exactly the previous close. Now, let's go left, okay? Let's show more examples. Now, let's say, for example, you have a situation like here, like this one that we have here. Now, you know that more or less, this will be the previous resistance turned support. But where is the actual previous resistance turned support, which is the level that the market is supposed to test and then reject to the upside? Well, to do that, once again, what you can do is just go down on a line chart. What you will see is that this is clearly the previous resistance turned support, the previous close. And if we switch back to candles and we roll this forward, we can see that the market stopped exactly at this level. Look how precisely the market stopped exactly at this level before then printing the continuation to the upside. And I can keep going over and over and over with this. This is where the market most of the times will find the actual support and resistance. So the next time that you're struggling with identifying where is the real support and resistance, well, all you have to do is go on a line chart, and that will immediately help you to identify the levels at which the market has the higher probability of getting rejected. And remember, you don't have to look a lot in the past. You just have to look at the most recent price action. An easy question that you're supposed to be asking yourself, okay? Let's say that you have a market which is in a situation like this. So you're asking yourself, where has the market resistance, okay? Now, if you start zooming back, you will get confused because you have a lot of price action, but you have to focus on where is the last time the market went to the opposite side. So you have a market which is melting to the downside. Where is the last time that the market actually created a move to the upside? Is from here. So more or less, the previous support and resistance will be here. Now, where is exactly that level? That is where you're supposed to be going down on the line chart. And if you do that, you will identify that the precise previous support and resistance is actually here. Switching back to candles, that is where the market is supposed to be attracted to, and then where the market is supposed to reject to the downside. And in fact, you can see how the market went precisely to the level and then started rejecting that zone to the downside, confirming this as the precise previous support turned resistance. Now, if we look at what has been going on, for example, with the most recent price action, just to go back to the actual time horizon on when I'm actually making this video. If we look at the most recent price action, where do we identify here the support and resistance levels? Now, it's quite clear how we can identify those, okay? What do we have to do? We have to go down on a line chart. And if we do that, we can see how previous resistance turned support is here, and another previous resistance turned support is here. So these two angles here, these are the last two times that the market went to the downside before creating the moves to the upside. Switching back to candles, we can immediately see that the market in fact respected this level as previous resistance turned support here, testing the zone, rejecting it to the upside, and once again, we are now testing and rejecting previous resistance turned support. So this should definitely help you when you are dealing with any kind of support and resistance trading strategy. This is a very complete and useful tool that you can use to really pinpoint where you're supposed to be where the market is supposed to be finding support and resistance levels, which should definitely give you a handout in dealing with identifying these levels.
Now, if you enjoyed this video, Also, make sure you smash that like button and comment below. It really does support the creation of more free education analysis for all of you, because obviously it helps with the YouTube algorithm. And I will see you in my next video.